I'm Jay.
I didn't think you were going to start yet.
Oh, you
All right,
start. You start. You start.
but I can't say hi, I'm Jay.
Minimeeples Unplugged.
Hi, I'm Jay.
And I'm Mom. And welcome back to Mini
Mini
Meeples Unplugged. So today we are taking a look at
Mystic Manor.
Mystic Manor. So this is a game from Last Night Games Publishing with the designer of Nate and Jake. I believe it's Janae. So
Ages 10 plus, 30 to 45-minute time play, and 2 to 5 players.
So let's take a look at what's
in the box.
I probably scattered a whole bunch. Who's picking this all up?
Not it.
Not it.
Let's take a look at what's in the box of Mystic Manor. So first, we have our rule book. Then we have our ink pad and our stamp. We have inventory tokens, and we have net tokens, and we have bone dog tokens. Then we have portraits, and there are kitty cats in here somewhere. We'll find them in a minute, I'm sure. Then there are the ghost tokens that are all numbered. Then we have our imp tokens, the apparition tokens, and these are different from the ghosts. We have our 20-sided die. And here are the cat tokens. Told you. Then these are attic cards. These are the house cards. And the two separate piles are based on player count. These are additional storage tokens. We have our wooden hearts that are for your courage. Then there are 5 player tokens. Look how cute they look. And then these are the revenge tokens. Then we have our action mat. These are the individual player mats. Each character has a different ability. Then this is the attic mat. And this is the house map. And it is double-sided based on player count. And that's what's in the box of Mystic Manor.
Play, 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 play.
This is how we play Mystic Manor.
Mystic Manor. So in Mystic Manor, you are ghost hunters, and you are moving through this house to get ghosts and imps and apparitions and try to rid the house of all of these things. So as you're going through, you are using the action map to do things like raise your courage, catch there's a net that you can get to catch imps. There is so much to this game.
So much.
So basically what you're going to do is you have your character and you are going to move the character through the house map. You require courage to do that. For every room you go in, you need 1 amount of courage.
Yes.
If you run out of courage, you're going to have to go back to the action maps to restore your courage. You can also expand your courage. So as you're going through, you're moving your character along, you're exploring the different rooms. You might have inventory type things. Like, what were some of the inventory things?
vacuums, flashlights, sparkle bombs, stinky cans. That's only a minimum. Cats, dogs, paintings.
Yep. So you'll have
goblins, ghosts. Well, no, the ghosts are humans.
Imps, not goblins.
They're the same thing. But
so, as you're going through, you are either collecting items,
selling them.
Yep. You can sell some things. So each room you take your little stamp and stamp it so that you can know that that room has been explored. If you come across a goblin, you have to have a net in your inventory to catch him.
An imp.
Or imp. You got me saying goblins. Imps. You have to have a net to catch them. Ghosts, you have a dice that you have to roll.
So the number on the ghost could be like 1.
No, I think 10 is the
10 to 20. You gotta roll from 10 to 20. If it's under, you faint. Go back to the start.
Right.
If it's over, you get it.
But some of your inventory also will add to the roll. So you might have a ghost that's 14, you roll a 9, but you might have the vacuum, which is worth a certain amount. That can change because there's a spot that tells you what those are worth on the action map. So things like the dogs, cats, imps, not imps. Why am I so obsessed with imps? So the inventory items, and then you can also get revenge tokens that will help add to that roll to increase that score if you don't roll whatever the number is and above. As we said, the imps, you need to have a net to catch them. And then if you go to the attic and there are any apparitions, the house cards that you're flipping over to determine what is in the next room around you. Some will have portraits, and some of those portraits will bring apparitions into the attic. So you can use the staircase and go to the attic. And with the apparitions, really all you have to do is you have to trade an inventory item in your player mat to dispel the apparition. Anytime you either dispel an apparition, defeat a ghost, or release an imp, you are stamping on the progress tracker. Once you have filled that progress tracker completely, the game ends and you total up all of the items that you have done. So any of the ghosts that you have defeated, apparitions that you've dispelled, imps that you have released, along with inventory items that are in your player mat, dog, cats, paintings that you've sold, those will all give you specific dollar values. And then whoever has the most is the best ghost hunter and wins the game. And that's how you play
Mystic Manor.
Mystic Manor.
Think big thoughts, but relish small pleasures. And this is thoughts on
Mystic Manor. So, I got this game at PAX Unplugged. This was one of the games that was on my list that I definitely wanted to get. I loved the concept of it, that you were hunting ghosts and everything. And I don't know if at the time there was a lot of information. I don't know if I even knew that it had stamp pad and stamp, which I just loved that whole little concept of it to keep track of things. Because I like stamps.
Stamp.
I do. So as far as the gameplay, there are a lot of bits to keep track of. But overall, I thought this was a pretty easy game once we got it out. Like, it was overwhelming to look at all the pieces and try to remember that you have to do this for this, and then you have to do this for that. But once we actually got into the game and played it, it was pretty easy to actually remember that whole aspect of all the different things that we had to do. I will say for myself, just remembering to move my courage tracker down when I'd move, it was because I'd do the move and I'd do the action, and then it's like, oh wait, I've got to go and move back the however many spaces I moved. But overall, I thought it was a really fun game. I definitely think it's one that we will probably pull out to play on a regular basis, just because at the end of the day, it was actually fairly easy to learn. I also love the fact that even though it's like a 5-player game as maximum, there's 10 different player cards. So each time you play, you can really be switching it up with the different characters, and they all have different abilities. So
honestly, what I was going to say was, like, I know it's 2 to 5 players, but it probably could be 10.
yeah, you probably could
have, if you really. Yeah,
I think the only thing that like would hinder that is like for like the cat and dog tokens, there are only 5. So if you have 5 players, everybody can have a cat or dog. But if you did increase it, it is something that it probably wouldn't. It would be a little more challenging because you can't get the dog that way. But then there are only 5-player meeples too, so it stops you there anyway. So, did you have anything to say?
I like it.
That's it. You like it.
No, I like it because Halloweenish. Love Halloween.
Yeah. The theme was kind of what sold me to start.
Yeah. So. It definitely hooked me, but I don't like how every time I roll a dice and I have, let's say, 10, it gives me 2.
Yep, you have
3. Either the dice hates me or the game hates me.
Yep, very, very bad dice rolls. It absolutely needs to go in dice jail.
She has also stamped me with this stamp because I tried covering up the last cover.
You try to cover up the last one so we can't end the game.
Yeah.
So, again, like where it is a 10 plus as the age, I would say that is pretty accurate. I think that the age range for it is good. I think the 30 to 45 minutes is pretty accurate for it. And it's definitely a game that I would suggest people try.
Yeah.
So, if you have any thoughts on Mystic Manor, we'd love to hear them. So, give us a comment down below.
Like and subscribe.